So in Referrals for Profit, it all starts with a lesson on handling those illusions, those assumptions, like you saw in the last video. And then it proceeds to intrigue them, because part of Referrals for Profit is to grab attention. And the best way to do that is to get them curious. So our lesson runs 6.5 minutes, and it's starting right now. Hi there, I'm Jeannie Fuller, and I'm back with Value Snippets. And as I told you last week, this is the strongest, most powerful skill that we have. So I hope you will not only watch it once, but maybe several times, write out your worksheet and practice it starting tonight. It is so great. So a value snippet is a very short statement that communicates your value powerfully. It grabs their attention and makes you memorable. So take a look at the slides.
So what is it anyway? It's very short, but it's got to be intriguing, and it's got to be the value for a specific client. So if you're tempted to talk about clients in general, no, that's not it. It's got to be a specific client. So you pick out one that is kind of representative for a number of clients or a specific target market, and that's who you illustrate. So don't forget, it is a snippet. It is not the whole story, and we're focusing on the value that you created, the results. So if this graph represented the whole story, this first 3 bars would not be included. We just want the results, the red bar. So you may be asking, oh my gosh, Jeannie, why a snippet? You may feel, because they ask you, what do you do, that you got to explain it and they've got to understand. But as we talked before, that kind of works against you. You want to intrigue them, and they're there for the results. Once you get their attention, you'll have a chance to tell the whole story. It is a snippet because people relate to other people, not your clients in general. It's got to be short to keep their attention. And remember, at first, they're not really listening. They aren't ready yet for the whole thing. We want to engage the listener and get them intrigued. So we're looking for intriguing results. The whole deal is to make them curious, a teaser. The first thing you might want to think about as you look at the people you're talking to is, what do they want? Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to figure that out, but you just got to make a value judgment. Another way you could do it is talk about what your clients appreciate most. And you may not actually know that, so our baseball coach is saying, well, just ask them. In fact, that's a very good way to start to get our wow actions up there, is to know exactly what clients appreciate. So don't forget, it is a snippet. I can't stress that enough. And when you do it well, this is the reaction. It's short, it illustrates value, and it's an outstanding result. Really shows them you know your stuff. But don't let this happen. You don't want them looking at their watch and thinking they need another drink. That means you didn't grab their attention. So write it out. And after you write it out, you may want to time it. So let's look at, what are you going to write out? So here's Mr. Baseball Coach with 3 crucial steps. Number 1, select one target market and then figure out the key message you want to get across to that target market. Number 2, very succinctly describe a typical or representative client in that market. Very short. This is what carries the value snippet. Communicate the tangible, quantifiable result that you accomplished. And save the big point right to the end, so it builds up to your major point. Very crucial. And if you look on the explanation for this lesson, you'll see an example of one of mine. When you deliver it, this is what you want to happen. Really? How did you do that? And the answer is way to go. Absolutely. That's a value snippet. And then the follow-up is easy. It's just set an appointment. It is awesome. Value snippets work.
So there you have value snippet. It is very short. It's about a single client with a very short description, and then the quantifiable, tangible result that you produced. And you lead up into the very last thing that's the most important fact. If you'll look down at the bottom of this page, you'll see an explanation of one that I did that builds up to 63%. So powerful. Now, part of your homework this week is to talk with just 3 clients and find out what was the important thing about your service to them. You see, we assume that we know what is the most important thing, but until we get it from their perspective, we're not sure. That will help you with some of the meat for your value snippet. Practice value snippets. Very important. And next week, we're going to give you a lesson on how you motivate, or I like to say inspire others so they want to give you referrals. It is one of the best things you can learn to do, and it will revolutionize your prospecting. So there you have value snippets. Now it's time to print out the worksheet, the PDF at the bottom of the page, and craft your own value snippet, and then take it out there and test it out on those people. See how they react. Grab their attention. And speaking of grab attention, Referrals for Profit is an 8-week program that'll give you the entire series so you can create a continuing inflow of high-quality referrals. We call it Referrals for Profit.